Hello everyone, I'm Gabriela Dragomir, and today I'm more than welcome to say hello to Istvan Bujdoso. Please correct me, it's so difficult to
Istvan,
our talk show Diasporas and Business.
Istvan Bujdoso. I know it's a tricky one for
Yeah.
Mr. people to say. It's a Hungarian name.
It's a very special name, and it's definitely will don't be so easy to forget. Istvan, you are a specialist in marketing leads, and why I'm so pleased to have you in our edition, because in this day we need more than other days in our entrepreneurial journey. We need your help, your support, your know-how, and people, we need to learn more from your side, because you have lots of tips and tricks to help our business to grow. In business, are multiple growth strategies, and marketing in one of them. Why you choose marketing and not something else?
It's just simply, it kind of came naturally. I started my journey, my career as a web developer, as a programmer. And it just happened to be like at the company where I worked, there was someone, I got involved in marketing, and I realized it's something that I really love. And I started learning more and more about it, and I just transitioned into it, and I found it as my true passion, to do marketing, and I kind of mix the two together, my background, my programming background, and marketing together, and I'm specialized in marketing automation, to not just to actually to do the marketing and teach people how to do marketing, to actually automate it, to save incredible amount of time and money on their marketing.
What inspired you to start a business and don't continue like employee?
I always been fascinated by entrepreneurs. Actually, I'm not coming from a background. My family was not entrepreneurial. We didn't have entrepreneurial friends, but I always had that fascination.
You still my next question. If in your family you have traditional in this entrepreneurial life, but my mind.
Yeah. So, but I always was fascinated by entrepreneurs, especially with the freedom aspect, that they can do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it. And they are not closed up in that 9-to-5 environment. And I was always fascinated by it. And that started me on that journey to find a way to start a business. I found like similar people around me who wanted to start a business, and it was an interesting journey, because I was still back in Hungary when the first time I was ready to, okay, let's start a business. But around that time, Hungary, the government wasn't really supporting the businesses, at least not so much than in the UK. It was quite difficult to start a business start a startup, basically. I ended up finding an opportunity to move to the UK and start a business here. So it was definitely an interesting journey.
When happened that, Istvan?
That happened in 2012,
Wow.
so over 8 years ago. That I moved to the UK for better opportunities. And I think about like 3 months later, I incorporated my company with a friend, a business partner, and the rest is history. Like,
How do you personally define success? It's money, it's freedom, it's creativity, expression, I don't know, something else? How you define personally?
For me, success means freedom. That freedom when you can do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it. So you're not limited by anything. That is true success for me.
You are freedom.
Yes, freedom.
You are the moment you are freedom. You feel the freedom.
Yes, I definitely feel a higher level of freedom than in employment and in years ago. It's building up to that level, to that ultimate level when you can truly do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it.
Even in our market, in entrepreneurial life, especially in marketing, you have lots of people on competition. What are the biggest issue for running this kind of type of business for you?
The biggest issue, that's a great question. And I think years ago when I started, the biggest issue was lead generation, to actually finding clients, which started me on to the journey to tackle that problem and solve that problem. And I think that's something that I managed to tackle incredibly well over the years, and I actually specialized in that area to teach other people and help other people with that lead generation. And nowadays I think it's the next, I'm aspiring and going to the next level to not just to provide services, to actually help a lot more people through digital products, education products, softwares. And I think that transition is that seems to be the most challenging, to find a way to build that up, to have those digital products, build the marketing up around it, to help people with it. I think that's the current most challenging that I'm focusing the most on, to transition into that. And besides helping many other people with it, to be able to build up a passive income source from those digital products as well.
You host a show, 47 marketing show. Why 47 and no other number? And tell us more about your show.
47 is that number is coming from high school, actually, from that age. One of my favorite computer video game was Hitman. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
I know.
And the main character is called Agent 47. And I loved it. I loved it so much, that game. I played with it many times, and it just stuck with me, that number. And I think it was in 2014-15 when I was looking for a new name for my company, and I was just trying to find a new name, a new domain name, and it's just, I spent like an hour, and I just typed different type of things to find a good domain name. And I just got tired, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna use something that is related to what I'm doing, and just a number. I was like, okay, 47 links, and that's ended up my company name, ended up one of my websites name. And ever since, I'm keep using, when I start a new campaign, a new project, I keep using that number I'm bringing along. And that's how it's like the the website name, the marketing shoe name that contains that number, 47 number.
It's a great number, and I'm sure this number bring you so much success and happiness. Istvan, your marketing zone, it's so creative area. How you generate your ideas, how you develop a new idea, and how did you know when you have the right ideas for your business, for your clients?
Ideas, they are coming through inspirations. To sometimes it's coming when I'm reading a book, I'm watching a video, or researching the things that I'm seeing, inspiring to find those answers. So when there's a problem, when there's a new challenge, a new client, obviously that's on my mind. And as I'm in the world, like reading, watching, listening, these inspirations just pop up. And sometimes even when I'm working out, doing my exercises, just randomly something pops up, and I need to stop and I make some notes to make sure that I don't forget those ideas. And that's how those ideas come. More like, I feel that they're more coming to me than I'm actually finding them.
What is your company goals?
My company goals is my current company goals. Sorry?
And your mission?
And my mission is, my company goals that I see the following 3 to 5 years to grow the company into a $10 million business, specifically focusing on software as a service solution and education, all around marketing and marketing automation. So this is definitely, like, business-wise, that's the goal. And mission-wise, the overarching mission of my business is to give people freedom. It's something that is so important to me. That's something that I want to give other people as well, through their entrepreneurial journey, through their business, to give them financial freedom, and freedom in life in other ways. I always find a way to incorporate mindset related things to the education, what we do. So that's what I see as well, to not just business, the mindset to have that freedom, and to help others to achieve that. Alongside that, I mentioned a $10 million SaaS and education business. That's the goal, to be able to help tens of thousands of people every year to achieve freedom in their business and life.
You mentioned mindset, and like entrepreneur, if we want to meet success, we need to develop some skills if we don't have already. What is your top 3-5 skills that any entrepreneur need to have it to meet the success, and to meet the success in your point of view?
In my point of view, consistency is an absolute key in business and life, to consistently go for the things, and consistently take the steps, take action to achieve what you want to achieve. Mindset one. Otherwise, like learning, there's definitely learning and growing consistently. Again, the consistency is there to. I know so many people like finish school and they finish learning consciously. I think like the entrepreneurs are a different area, because they usually like learning or keep learning. This is definitely a a must for every entrepreneur to keep learning, keep growing, both in mindset, both in strategy. I truly believe that the way we learned through the education, that we're like learning all sorts of different things through education, without actually knowing what we are going to use it for and how we're going to use it for. I believe that's not the right way of learning. I believe for the challenges that are here today, for that one, just in time learning. So you learn basically what you need right now, instead of like learning all sorts of different things without knowing what you're going to use. To actually learn specifically what you have goals, and specifically learn towards those goals, and just what you need right now to learn something, implement it, learn, implement, learn, implement.
Yeah, if you have more example, please tell us more, because we want to learn more from your side.
Let me think. Like, what else is
Consistent life learning, and another
learning?
one.
Just in time learning. I believe, like, business wise, I truly believe that the two key ingredients of business that is truly a must is marketing and sales. That you gotta have those, and I believe those are the two most important things you need to focus as an entrepreneur to if you want to grow your business. And I feel like so many entrepreneurs, they love what they do. Like, they specialize in those areas, what they are doing, and consulting and coaching things, and doing that. They don't spend enough time on the marketing and sales. And I believe that's truly a source of struggling and not being able to grow. That's something I think that's the most important, marketing and sales. And probably those are the two areas, that the last two things that I would outsource from my company. I would keep those two things in the business, and the rest can be outsourced, the delivery and other things. Those are important as well, delivery and other things. But I believe marketing and sales is those are key things that is a must. Definitely something that the last thing that I would outsource.
I need to say, watching your videos and your content, I really feel very powerful, and they are full of wisdom and know-how for any business. And I'd advise everyone to watch your show, your videos, to learn more about marketing. And your way is very unique. Your way to say things is very unique. It's full of energy. But this is my opinion. What is unique about yourself and your business and your point?
Unique about me and my business. Probably the biggest unique thing is me and my story. That's what I went through and what I'm sharing. I'm always aiming to help other people who are going through a similar journey, what I went through, because I believe that's something that I knew the most. Like, I've been there 5 years ago, and I'm much more ahead, and to actually share that wisdom and knowledge that I found along the way, and help these people to cut off that time, instead of like spending 5-10 years to achieve achieve that what I achieved through hard work, to be able to help them to achieve it in a year or less, much less time to skip ahead, to have basically an advantage.
You mentioned early, like entrepreneur, we need to focus on marketing and sales. And it's very, very true. I believe they are fresh air and bring air in our business and help us to grow. But what do you think about our responsibilities like business owners? What they are?
Responsibilities, definitely to stay ethical, always stay ethical with our business, and to actually show example to other businesses that we are ethical. Ethical, I believe, I see it as responsibility as an entrepreneur to everyone who is not a solo entrepreneur, who has team, to that's definitely give an extra level of his responsibility. You're no longer responsible for yourself only and for your own business. You are responsible for your team and actually for their family as well, to help them, your clients as well. I believe that is a key thing, to take responsibility for their success, to your clients, and help them. Definitely, I see it as a social responsibility to give back. As an entrepreneur, to always give back, no matter like what level you are, even if you are just starting now, to give a percentage or some percentage of your profits to organizations, to charitable, to social organizations, to help the world to get a better place. Because I believe as entrepreneurs, we have the power to make a huge change in the world. And it's our responsibility to not just to think about it, to actually do something about it, and from the very beginning. Even if you're starting now, to pick 1%, 2%, 3%, or whatever you think you can do to start giving.
It's very true. We don't need to be Bill Gates or Islam Muslim to change the world. We have the power to change the world around us, and the social implication is very, very important. Istvan, what do you do to make your clients' days better?
My clients' days better. Number one, to give them results. Obviously, that's a way to make their life and days much better. I always pay attention to communicate with them regularly, to be polite with them. I remember with those clients who are like closer, I actually always pay attention to send them a message around Christmas, around their birthday. These are like more like little everyday things to
build the relation.
To build the relationships. And
because you mentioned marketing and sales is the other side, other hand of the marketing. How do you sell, and how do you find new clients for your business?
Finding new clients, what I'm teaching for my clients as well, to online generating lead through marketing automations. So as much as possible, the process is automated to generate leads for my business. And besides that, that marketing automation starts the leads in a process of warming them up. So they are not just joining my email list as a lead, they're starting to actually getting to know me, my business. Through that, for a certain level, they start liking me, trusting me, um, and so actually it goes through an automated qualifying process as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I find from the crowds basically the most fit leads to the business. I believe it's important for every entrepreneur to not just take on every client they could take on, even if they can't help them. It's absolutely important to get clients on board who are the best fit. So it's win-win. It has to be a win-win situation for you, for the clients to be able to actually be successful in business.
What do you think in these days? People buy much easily than another days?
What do you mean by this? That they buy
When
much?
when we talk about new product, new service, because in the end of our marketing process, we want our service to be taken by our clients. And what is your opinion in these special times?
You mean by the current economic situation,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
pandemic?
Yeah.
I believe for online businesses, as far as I experience with myself and with my clients, for online businesses, it wasn't such a challenging period because they seem to be because people spending a lot of time home.
Yeah.
Now they actually turn to the internet, turn to online to learn, to find new services. So it seems to be like some areas actually even thriving nowadays because of this situation, because of the much more attention online on the internet. I think it's when it comes to easiness of selling, I think it's always comes to the unique situation. What
Mm-hmm.
is the product? What is the client? Who is the entrepreneur?
Like entrepreneur, we all the time we meet good times, bad times, ups and downs. How do you manage to go through this kind of special times, the worst times? What you doing to manage this special situation?
I always see these times when something happens. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pandemic, like such a
Yeah,
huge thing. But when it's down times or like going down, I always see it as opportunities. Those are always bringing opportunities. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're specific what you are doing, the exact services that you're providing, that is going to be booming. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean, but if you're capable of adjusting and seeing like what's happening and adjusting to that, then you're going to be thriving. And even in these like down times, you can actually be able to like booming and growing much better, because these always bring opportunities. The bigger the problem, the bigger things are happening, there's going to bring bigger opportunities. Just need to adjust. Um, what I really love that it's something that I learned from Tony Robbins, for example, that if you are falling in love with your own product or service, you are going to be suffer specific times. But if you fall in love with your clients and you're focusing on what they need, your target audience, and you're adjusting what they need currently, you're always going to find business. You're always going to find new opportunities.
Yes, it's very, very good advice from Tony. All the time, he bring all the best in our life. Um, you know, I'm sure many times you meet hard days, and you lose your focus and energy. But how you mention generally your passion, your focus day by day, and still you keep your energy, because when I look on your show, I feel that energy is like let's move the mountain. How you keep this level of focus and your energy?
One of the things that absolutely helps a lot to keep up your energy when you're doing something that you love is just naturally gives a boost of energy to, for example, what you feel when I'm recording, when what you feel on the show, that energy is simply mainly coming from that, because I love doing that. I love recording, I love teaching, and even if I'm absolutely tired around the time when I started, by the time I finish the show, I'm actually full of energy, I'm excited, I'm ready to tackle the word because I really love it. uh, when it comes to things that I must do in the business, because we always have, everybody has that we must do it, but we don't really like it.
Mhm.
um, and I like doing that like first thing in the morning, for example, to get over quickly with it. And when I feel like when I feel losing focus or losing energy, then I take like 5-10 minute break and I do something that charges me up with energy. Either I go for a quick walk, or I listen to some music and I jump up and down in my office and just do something that basically gives me energy. Usually, like for me, like that's like really like moving, either jumping up and down, dancing, going for a walk. That's something that just shakes me up, gives me more energy, and then after 5-10 minutes, I'm back and focused, energized again.
Istvan, the last few questions. If you have the opportunity to travel back, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years back, um, and you have the possibility to meet yourself, what is the single advice you'll give it to you?
The single advice. Um, I think like I would say to myself to you are enough and keep going. I think those are that's the one thing that I would say, just you are enough, keep going, never give up. Um, I think that's something that is like really important. There were times when I went through situations when I was really on the edge of like giving up everything.
Mhm.
Um,
I know I say that will be the last question, but the interview with you it's full of wisdom. Between success and values, what do you think is the most important tools in our business?
so like between success and
Values, our
well,
unique values. What help us to have what help us to grow our business between values, between beliefs, between many other parts of our mindset. What help us to have success?
to help us to have success, to definitely mindset, the right mindset to keep going, keep focusing, keep doing what you really need to do. Uh, from one of my early business mentors, I learned something really. useful that the business is 80% mindset and 20% strategy. And at that time, I didn't understand what he was talking about, especially that I signed up for a business mentorship program.
Mm-hmm.
And he was teaching like 80% mindset, 20% strategy. It's definitely, as I was learning, I realized that it's really, really true that 80% mindset, 20% strategy, that's definitely one of the key things for success.
That is very important to tell to our public, because many of us, we believe when we build a business, we need to have great team around us, to have lots of strategies, to try lots of strategies, but we don't work on our mindset like entrepreneur. And many times, if you look on the page on our business, we see the level of our business is our personal level, and that is the reality. You need to work more and more and more every day in your mindset, and to grow your personal life, and after your business coming with you. What is one piece of advice for someone who is outside and want to start a business like yours or similar or in other area?
The 80% mindset, 20% strategy, that's definitely that I always tell people who are starting business. Like the other week, I was talking to a friend and he was talking about starting a business. And I was just, as we were talking, I realized like how much his mindset is still an employee mindset, with everything the way he wants to go through the business. So it's definitely one thing for people who want to start a business to learn mindset, 80% mindset, 20% strategy. And in the area of like marketing, what I'm to find a unique way. As you mentioned earlier, as you talked about it earlier, there's a huge competition in this area in marketing, and I believe in a lot of areas in business, to be unique. And one of the best ways I found through my mentors and books and education to be unique is to be yourself, and actually to share who you are, the struggles that you're going through, how you got there, because that is something that no one can copy. A software can be copied, a book can be replicated, any kind of service can be replicated. But there's one thing that no one can replicate, that is you and your story and your experience. And when you're actually sharing that with your clients and target audience, that incredibly helps a lot to build a relationship that is unique. And that way it's much easier to actually to start a business and grow a business, because now you're not fighting on price with other businesses. You are actually just one unique service, one unique business.
You mentioned something, another thing very important, to tell your story. In lead generation, in your expertise, how much it's about product, how much it's about entrepreneurial story?
Lead generation, the very entrance of lead generation, is neither stories, neither the product. It's all about curiosity. To build an incredible amount of curiosity in the target audience, because that motivates them to actually sign up, to opt into your email list. That's the very entry point of lead generation. And then after that, the story. Not even like the story, let me rephrase it, the results they can get. Because every lead, every person, when they are looking at a new service or they are signing up to something, the number one thing they want to understand and figure out what they can get. That's the number one question in their mind. So I always, as part of lead generation, I always say to show them the results, the benefits they can get from you, and to make it entertaining and interesting, not dry. Embed it into a story, share it through your story, and that way it's more entertaining and more exciting to lead basically direct the leads through the results and benefits they can get.
You mentioned curiosity, and that is it's something what bring a big aha in my mind. Can you give us an example of phrase in the first step to bring attention in this kind of point of curiosity?
Curiosity. When it comes to online lead generation,
let's take an example of any. Let's take an like example, a coaching business or business develop business. How you help your client to create curiosity around his business?
Curiosity.
I know it will be the last question, but it's so.
That's okay. So curiosity, there are various different levels through lead generation. Obviously, it starts with the audience building, where you can already start building up some curiosity. Obviously, there's the traffic generation, when you turn an audience into traffic. That can be social media posts or different kind of odds, and a landing page. So audience traffic landing page, where you build curiosity.
But what kind of message you use for this type of business, like coaching, business development, I don't know, some online service to bring and provoke curiosity?
For example, one of the, to give you an example, a specific example, one of the most successful campaigns that we used, the main curiosity element was basically a headline to how to get at least 400 B2B leads a month consistently without cold calling. And that for that specific target audience, it was something that built curiosity, because they wanted to get leads, they wanted to get B2B leads without cold calling and consistently. And it had all those elements. Obviously, they had this one headline, but the campaign, the marketing didn't say how to. It just built up that curiosity with that headline and another sub headline, and similar ways to. It really depends on the target audience and the actual service. It's kind of like a bridge. Like you are building a bridge. That you know your target audience, that what their biggest problem, their roadblocks, what results they want to get, their pain point, and you can use all that element to build curiosity. Either it can be built curiosity to build curiosity through that. to helping them to get away from a pain point, from a pain, that way, or to go towards a pleasure, go towards that one they want to achieve. This is complex. It really depends on the definite, specific, unique situation, which one is the best way to do.
Istvan, the last question, and I promise you it will be the last. What is your daily habit?
My daily habits, I start my day with a morning routine, which involves meditation, exercises, learning. These are like every single day. These three things definitely in my morning routine, and after that, when I start working, I always do the very first thing is the most important thing. I pick something for every day that is the most important task to achieve, and I start my day with that. I'm not reading my emails, I'm not picking up phone, not doing anything, just doing that one thing, and to achieve that. And then I feel that way, like every day, I feel that I achieve something important, which helps to build them, which helps to keep up the momentum and feel that like every day I'm making progress, every day I'm making something successful. The other thing, it's something that I started building up into my days recently, to actually take breaks, to do a 45-minute focus time when I'm working on one specific task or two specific tasks, and really focus on that one, and then take a 10-minute break when I'm just refreshing my mind, making sure that I'm hydrating, I'm drinking, and I do a couple of sessions like this, like 45-minute session, 10-minute break. And for like lunchtime, I take a longer one, an hour, when I make sure that I eat something healthy, something nutritious, and I make sure that I refresh my mind. I break away from what I'm doing. If I can, I actually leave the office and I go outside and I enjoy the sunshine, spend some time outside. And when I come back, the afternoon is similar. It goes similarly. There's 45-minute sessions and 10-minute breaks, and I just keep doing that till the evening.
You give us few great advice. Don't use the phone. Don't read your emails in the first part of the day. Focus on your special targets. And wow. What is your hour when you wake up? You wake up like you are in the club of 5 a.m. or much later?
Sorry?
You are in the club of 5 a.m. in the morning. You wake up or later?
I wake up a bit later, like 6:30, and I keep that time every day, even on the weekend. Even if I'm not working, I keep that time to just have that regularity. I go around the same time to bed, and I wake up around the same time. And I realized, like, if I keep this consistency in my sleeping, it gives me more energy and more focus on the next day, instead of like staying up late, waking up early, just mixing up the when I'm sleeping, when I'm not sleeping. When I'm keeping that consistency, it helps a lot to stay focused, stay energized.
Istvan, thank you so much for your know-how and your wisdom. And I really, really appreciate all this information. And what is very important, you bring so much value in our entrepreneur life, because you mentioned few things very, very important. Consistently, persistence, to be consistently to be persistent, to have discipline, and your daily routine look like you have lots of discipline, and that bring you on board success in your business and in your life. Thank you so much, Istvan, to be our guest at Diasporas and Business, and I wish you a very best year.
Thank you for having me, and I wish you the same very best year.
Take care.